So how do we get this pocket to float on this pocket? And why would you want to do that? Well, normally you would glue everything, rough this up and glue it and stick it. Well, if you try to glue in the middle of here, you're gonna fuck it up. Let me tell you that right now. So what you want to do is have it floating, which means no glue. How do we do that? I'll show you. First, get your pocket, put a stitch line around it, bevel all your edges, burnish all your edges, then we're ready to start. The thing that I do first, which is not necessary, but I think it's a little bit easier, is put the holes, your stitch holes, in this pocket first, so that way when you get there, it's a little bit easier. So that's what I'm going to do first. Remember, I've already got the stitch line on here. Not sure if you can see it or not. That's later. Like this, and then do it all the way around. All right, that's going to make it a lot easier. Hold on. Okay, I want that pocket on there, and I want that to be a 1/2 inch away from that edge. Well, our bump jigs these are 1/2 inch both ways. That's a 1/4 inch by 1/2 inch. So to put that a 1/2 inch, all you got to do, put that bump jig down there and that one there, and there's your 1/2 inch. Just line that up straight, and there's your 1/2 inch. Well, let's say you want a 1/4 inch. That bump jig is a 1/4 inch. You could do the exact same thing. Bump it like that. 1/4 inch. Let's say you want 3/4 inch. Bump jig, 1/2 inch, 1/4 inch. Bump that there. You're at 3/4. And if for some reason you need 1 inch. Okay, well there, easy. That's an inch. 1 inch. Line it up. Bam. All right, but today we're doing 1/2 inch. Grab your Mascon ZV anvil again. Let's get this thing going. Now you should probably measure between each side, but I can eyeball it pretty close. So there we go. That's where it goes. 1/2 inch. Grab one of them humdingers there. Now that's, get my hand out of the way. So that's locked in. Keep some pressure on here. Grab another one. Get that little overflow. Locked in. All right, before you all get in the comments and start huffing and puffing about maul sizes, I have plenty. I prefer that one, 1 pound. And the reason is it's just a lot more accurate and I have a lot more control. Yes, I'm going to tap it a few more times than if I did that one or that one, but it's just easier. Grab this one. Or locked in. It's all locked in. Let's borrow this chisel. Always keep at least one chisel locked in. See what we're doing here? Whoop. So we should be hole punched all the way through, all the way around. Now comes the floating part. This is Chloe's stunt double. Chloe's napping right now. Now, how much thread do we need? Remember, I did a whole video on hand stitching. I'll put the link in the description. It goes over all of this, but simple, easy, quick is just take it like so. That's once. Do that times 4. Roughly times 4. Little trick for needles. Magnet cell phone holders here that are movable. Magnet needles. No need to make this complicated. And do it on this side too. All right, we've got all these holes, and every single hole has to line up perfectly since that's just floating there like that. And normally the glue would hold this down and you wouldn't have to worry about it. But again, remember we're floating. And you're probably thinking, wow, he's really screwed himself by putting all those holes that had to be lined up. Not really. Here's the trick. So when you put this in your stitching pony is going to be clamped right there above your stitch line. So all you got to do is take your first needle where you're going to start, which is going to be there and there. Take your second needle anywhere down the line here, throw it in there and throw it in that hole. So that line of holes is already perfectly lined up. Just toss it in your stitching pony. Hup. Let me go do it for you. Hold on. See, there's our needles, there's our stitch line. Clamp that in there. Now stitch this first top row here. All right, did you notice how those were easy to do and they lined up? Now do the same exact thing on this row. Just grab a hole back here somewhere. See how easy that goes through? Because they're already lined up. And just keep on rolling. Pull the spacer one out. And see, you're 2/3 of the way done. Now just do that one. Backside now. Well, looky there. A floating pocket. What you think?